Hi everyone, today we're gonna see how to create this kind of vortex effect in Photoshop just with a cloud picture. So let's begin with, you see a pretty dark picture. We're gonna see a lot of things for this tutorial, so please be attentive. I'll first import my picture in Photoshop and I will directly open it. Then what you want to do is duplicate first, unlock this one and call it safety. So you keep your first layer right here. So now what I can do is going here with Ctrl+A, you can open directly camera raw. Instead you can just go into filter, camera raw. Right here you can tweak the settings, so you can try to go with an auto, but you see you're not getting something really punchy. So what you want to do is just increase the exposition, increase the contrast a bit. You can make this bloom a bit. Right in here. You can push the whites, lower the blacks, maybe even push more. You can also add texture or remove it. For the sake of this tutorial, I think I will just go with a bit less texture, so we lose a bit of noise. Here in clarity I can go crank it up, and this I don't know how it is called in English, but you can just put it or not, but I think a bit is enough, like 16 or 15. In vibrance, here it's an artistic choice. If you want a very colorful vortex, you can go just right here and push it up, or you can get a pretty neutral vortex. I'll just crank it a bit like this. So now you can see we're getting some really good clouds with a bit of energy, you see, because clouds are amazing. Be careful to use a picture of cloud with a small balance here of white, and we're gonna see how to clean this up. So right now I can just go with OK. You can see we're getting a much more fun version. So we got a bit of noise. What you can do is just go into noise reduction. I just put it to 10. If you're using a JPEG image, you can just suppress the artifact, but I'm just going to set these things like this, push the intensity at its maximum, and we'll just finish with a much better picture. Okay, finally we're getting something pretty good, but I have those buildings blocking my eyes, so I will just show you how to remove a part like this one, and you will know how to correct this part. So let's just go here, duplicate here, and we're gonna select with the lasso this building like this. Right here what I can do is going to edition, fill, content aware, so it done a pretty good job. You can see we still see some parts here, so I'm gonna push J, sorry. Here you can see you have different tools to correct your picture. So I'm gonna start with the localized corrector. So here I have a bit of mess. No, maybe it's just too big. You can go and correct small parts. Here you can see you have some issues, so let's just go like this. Hide them here. Same here. Okay, so you can do now all the cleanup on the other buildings. You know how to make it. Just select it, content aware, and after fix a bit. So now I'm gonna open my other project where I already done all the cleaning. Okay, I pushed the vibrance and the saturation a bit more. You can just correct it like that. So what I'm gonna do now is to check if I got the right thing. Okay, so what you may want to do is to first get a square, because we're gonna use the color coordinates filter, so you want the square. So now in your selecting square tool, you can just say you keep the same proportions and you put 1, 1 or 2, 2, the same values here. And I'm just gonna draw a square here, image here. And what I would like to do is to get here the exact same position of the starting light. So here we can see it fades here, and here it fades around here. So it's not good. I'm just gonna take this information, see up, and put this up a bit. So if I just go here and again use content aware. For the sake of this tutorial, I don't want to get bothered with this, so I'll just let it like this, and we're gonna see how to correct it. So now we got this. You can just go over image, rotation 190 degrees. Once you have this, if you go to filter deformations, polar coordinates, you make sure you're rectangular in polar, and just, yeah, we're getting something pretty cool right now. But we have a few problems. You can see first here we have a big gap, and it's clearly not beautiful. And also we have those kind of ray lights. You can keep those if you like the style, but I will show you how to correct them. So right now, first thing I would like to do is just go with a brush on a new layer, take this white value, and make the big and strong light at the end of the hole. And what I would like to do now is taking this layer, I'm gonna solo it. I'm just gonna Control G in order to duplicate it. And now just like I'm gonna rotate it a bit. So just here, basically, you want to know the position of the clouds you will be getting. You will see why in a few minutes. So right now I have this big ray that stops here. So I will need this to continue a bit and fade. So what I can do for this is just going to a position like here, symmetry. Here it seems pretty good. And now what I can do is just put a mask, I don't know how to say it, a clipping mask I think in English, and just you're gonna draw with a very soft brush, Alt, and you put with a right click up like this, down, left, no, right, left, sorry. And now what we can do is just paint over it a bit, and you see all the details you had are going to cover the mess. So after you can go just like this, maybe like this if you want. Here we're getting something we don't want here because we have the clipping pad that goes, so you can just go here. You can use X to automatically move between your two colors. So I want to paint in black on my layer. Right now I have this. And I think that's pretty good right now. What you can do more, I told you. So right now if I paint in white, you can see we're losing a bit this this nonsense. And right now if I mage control 8 and now A, I'm gonna just flatten this, correct the middle slowly. I put back my light. Again, Control Alt 8, Mage E. I'm gonna flatten this. And now what I can do is going to blur, radial blur, and I'm just gonna put quite a good value like this. So right now you already have kind of motion graphic style on this, so you can keep it like this if you want, but what I just want to do is getting rid of this relight. So what I can do is just going here, putting a layer mask. I'm gonna take this tool. I'm gonna draw a circle until here. You see you can have a little purple line. I let it like this, and with a black layer, a black brush, you can just come and erase inside. Right now you got your vortex. You see, you got blurred the sides. You have everything you want, so you can just again flat it. This isn't a non-destructive workflow, but it just works for this kind of work. So you can just crank up the exposition, put a bit more of contrast. You just play with the values, with what you want, what you had in mind when you started this tutorial. I'm just gonna set this a bit white, black, like this. You can crank up the texture or make them a bit less. I'm gonna crank them up and crank them up here also the clarity. You can see you can get pretty much different but good looking results as you're moving those options. Here I'm losing a bit of the light if I put this up, so I'm just gonna crank it down a bit. And after you have all those effects, so we can just go over. Here you have the curves. You can just crank up this. Here you can increase the accentuation. Here you can just control the contrast, luminance, saturation, tint in function of the colors. So you see here I'm saying my red, I want them orange, they go orange. I want them pink, they go pink. I'm not gonna touch that. You do your artistic choices. Here then you can just put an overall ambience to your vertex. So if I want a red ambience, I can just go and add a bit of it like this. It should be good. In here for the deep tint, you can just go here and put it a small of red like this. Take geometry uptake, you can just add deformation, so it can be pretty interesting if you want to bulb it more like this. It's not my case, so I won't be using it. Here, if you want to darken a bit the corners, geometry I'm not gonna use it. Effect, you can just add grain. You can add the same effect vignette, so here you can get a pretty cool effect. That's not what I want. And here I'm not using it neither. I'm just gonna hit OK, and you can just look at what we got. And if you want to use this just as a filter, you can just go over here and choose how much of it you want. So like this, it seems good. It seems good, sorry. Maybe a bit less. And you can just continue and putting, I don't know, curves. You can put a curve here, make it very contrasted like this. If you want to make some vortex to hell, you can just use the opacity to move it. So like this, I like this. I will just add another curve with a big bright. I'm gonna invert it, Control A, and I'm gonna paint in white, and you will see what happened. You can just get back to here like this. I think it's pretty cool. This is it for this tutorial. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, and I hope you're gonna use it for your next project. Goodbye.